Hey, what is going on, guys? My name is Shibby, and today we have the Giving Back raffle winner, that being Captain Price 56 of the Strange Part Medics Killed. And the loadout today is from GK 4920, saying the Bloodthirsty Scout, Scattergun, Flying Guillotine, Boston Basher, How You See Damage. As per usual, and not unusual, let's kick it off with the Scout's primary weapon here. We're going default or stock using the Scattergun, 6 ammo loaded, 32 ammo carried, damage range base of 60, crit of 180, 10 pellets, each doing 6 damage. That's how you get that How You See Damage, 60 damage. Damage. Alright, moving on to our secondary. I like to say guillotine. Some people like to say guillotine. I'm not really sure which one's right, which one's wrong, because I don't really care. Alright, definitely the most interesting piece of this loadout, and if you're good with this weapon, I respect you, because it's definitely pretty interesting, especially with its little arc. Sometimes it feels like it fires to the right of the crosshair. I don't know, but it's definitely fun. Let's get into it. The Chinese characters on this meat cleaver mean dead meat right above the grip. As you can see in the gameplay, it is a ranged weapon. It has the arc as I'm talking about. It inflicts damage and bleeding, has no effect against buildings or bouncing off surfaces, so you can't do a 360 YY off whatever wall, hitting people wall bang, floor bang, chocolate sauce. It just won't work, so don't try to do that. Throwing this weapon from far enough distance and hitting an enemy will result in a mini crit, and hitting enemies that are stunned will result in a guaranteed critical. However, this weapon will not deal random critical hits, so that's something to be aware of. If you are playing on my personal Team Fortress 2 server, you don't have to worry about random critical hits. That's why I mention that quite often, because sometimes I feel like it takes a little skill out of the game when it's just kind of more random. Sort of like tripping in Smash Brothers Brawl. I don't know. That's just kind of my opinion. I know a lot of other TF2 commentators feel the same way. So if you want to find my Team Fortress 2 server, feel free to open up the description on this video and go down to my Steam group and join that. So if you join my Steam group, you should be able to see the announcements, and yeah, I'll have my IP there and all that, so it's there. Don't worry, I'm not trying to hide it. Feel free to join whenever, add it to your favorites, and we'll be able to play sometime. If you are looking to craft one of these meat cleavers, it is 3 Mad Milks and 1 Reclaimed Metal that will get you it straight away. Or another way, I don't suggest it, would be to mess with class tokens, slot tokens, and scrap metal, trying to get one of the possible results being this meat cleaver. There are 2 styles, one being Thirsty with no blood, that's the one I'm using in this gameplay, or Thirstier, the one with blood on it. I don't think a lot of people know that, you know, a lot of things do have different styles, and check your backpack and make sure you know what you're using. For our melee weapon, we are using the Boston Basher. It is a blood-stained wooden club covered with spikes and reinforced with metal bands. Essentially, if you hit someone, they will bleed for 5 seconds. However, if you miss on any of your swings, you will pretty much hit yourself and you will bleed. So you gotta roll the dice and make sure that if you're going after a target, hopefully they are slower than you, and I'm not talking about like a scout or something like that, so that's probably not the best idea. But try to get behind someone, hit them with it, possibly switch to something else, because chances are you will miss one of your clicks, and if they start getting damage on you, you could bleed out, and that would be kind of embarrassing. The damage range on this weapon, point blank, is between 30 to 40 damage, so typically 35. A critical will be 105, a mini crit between 40 and 54. Bleeding damage, just alone, will be 8 seconds for a total of 40 damage. And if you're doing self-damage, it'll be 18 plus bleeding, so a total of 58 damage. You definitely do not want to be missing when using this. You really are rolling the dice, and you want to make sure, if you're going to be using it, hit whatever you're aiming at and then probably switch off it to use something else. Unless in the gameplay you saw, like you have someone boxed into a corner, then maybe that would be acceptable, but you really are living on the edge when using this weapon. Another interesting combo with this would be using the Sandman to stun your enemies and then using this meat cleaver to get that critical damage on them. Something to think about. Anyways, how you see damage, leave any loadout below in the comments for the next episode. Or, what do you think of this loadout? Do you agree or disagree with what I'm saying about one of the weapons? Feel free to let me know. I like hearing what you guys say when I read over the comments. It's good to hear. For the next Giving Back raffle, we have the Winter Wonderland wrap for the Pyro, so a hat, and it's painted green. It's pretty awesome. If you like and or comment on this video, you are entered for this raffle, and I'm excited to see who wins, because this is definitely an awesome little prize. New to my channel, subscribe for more, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time.